Welcome to the Jeff Crouere Show. I'm Jeff Crouere. In this episode, we're going to be talking about how Joe Biden and the Socialist Democrats are destroying our national security and also wrecking our foreign policy. See, when Joe Biden was elected, the American people were sold a bill of goods. We were told that there was going to be a guy who was in charge, who had relationships with leaders all over the country, who was well respected, who knew all these leaders, and who was going to take care of all of these problems that Donald Trump caused. Well, let's go back to Donald Trump. In fact, Donald Trump had great relations with an enemy, North Korea. They weren't belligerent anymore. He had trying to have better relations with Russia. He was acting tough toward China, and certainly they're our number one adversary. And he was putting together peace deals all over the Middle East, 4 of them, as a matter of fact. And he also destroyed ISIS. Not bad for a novice. Joe Biden gets in there, and guess what? ISIS is on the growth again, recruiting new members. North Korea, well, they're acting belligerent again. China, well, they're certainly not under control. They're going after Taiwan eventually. Russia, well, what did they do? They invaded Ukraine. What did Russia do when Donald Trump was president? Absolutely nothing. And then, of course, we've had all kinds of conflicts break out in the Middle East. So Joe Biden has put disasters together everywhere. And then in Afghanistan, the biggest debacle in American history, where our troops were withdrawn, done in an embarrassing way, and of course harmed our national security. We left Americans behind. We also left $85 billion of military equipment behind in Afghanistan. Who knows what kind of enemies of the U.S. are going to be utilizing that equipment? Now there's a war in Ukraine, and what we're doing is we're sending billions and billions of dollars to Ukraine. Yet that government is corrupt. We've got no guarantees that that money is going to be spent on the right matters. We don't know who's going to be possibly absconding with some of that money. There's very little guarantee. There's very little safeguards, no checks on where those funds are going to be spent. Yet we're sending it to the Ukrainian government and hoping that it helps stop the invasion of the Russians. Yet it looks like Russia is still going forward. Now we're expanding NATO again. And now, of course, Uncle Sam is footing more of the bill. Under Donald Trump, the other NATO members were paying their fair share. Now we're back to the normal situation where the burden is on the American taxpayer. All of these different issues have been problems now that have been made worse during the administration of Joe Biden, someone who was supposedly an expert. He recently just confused Switzerland and Sweden. That's not what an expert does. And he makes so many fumbles and bumbles on the world stage. He is certainly someone that is an object of ridicule and not respect. So going forward, we're going to be in trouble. And also our military. We're having a hard time reaching recruitment goals. We're getting woke and going after Trump supporters in the military. We're also telling people that are not vaccinated that they're not welcome in our military. At a time that we need more recruitment in our military, we're getting rid of people that are unvaccinated, creating a worse problem for our national security. So under Joe Biden, a mentally incompetent president, our national security is now looking very leery. And the United States is under more of a threat now than we were during any of the tenure of Donald Trump. And the longer the Biden administration continues, the more threat is going to be increasing on the American people. Let's hope and pray the Republicans can gain control of Congress and try to put a stop to some of these problems that we're seeing in the arena of national security. I'm Jeff Crouere. Thanks for watching. Be sure to follow and subscribe to get more information. Go to crouere.net. You can learn everything about the shows and all our upcoming activities. Thank you so much for watching The Jeff Crouere Show.